On to our Eagles laid such a massive whooping on the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC East Championship that they went so far as to make a new rule now in the NFL. It's called the San Francisco are a bunch of babies rule, and the Philadelphia Eagles are big bullies. No, for real though, what actually happened with this new quarterback and the quantity of quarterbacks that you can have come game day?
So first of all, we're gonna be editing that out, but I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So the new NFL rule is after that the Eagles knocked out both of their quarterbacks during the NFC Championship game. Now they have a rule that you can have three quarterbacks in the on the active roster now, and that would be another spot. Before it would be 46 guys are able to dress up on game day. Now it's 47. NFL players get to dress up on game day now. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be different. But, I mean, like, this kind of reminds me, you know what this reminds me of? When the Steelers, back in, like, the 2000s, were, like, a really good defense. And, remember the guy, James Harrison? I don't know. You remember, like, how much he would, like, do all these damages to all these players? Like, give guys concussions, knock guys out for the rest of the game. And you know how, like, those rules kind of change? Like, you can't do what James Harrison did nowadays. So this is this is remind me a little bit like this, but not really, because the guy, Hassan Reddick, obviously is not, doing that to everybody, but he did knock out two quarterbacks of the game. So, I mean, like, rules are getting a lot more, I would say they're a lot more strict now with the NFL rules, since with all these new injuries, knocking two quarterbacks out of the game, now they are allowing three. So, I mean, like, no team should have any problem if they all of a sudden get two quarterbacks knocked out of the game.
Yeah, all in the name of safety, I suppose, and it makes sure that you don't have running backs handing off the ball or injured quarterbacks coming back into the game and doing further damage to themselves, because that was, I mean, even as an Eagles fan, I think, and we weren't the only ones sitting there watching Brock Purdy come back in making handoffs, and we're like, geez Louise, I mean, this is just kind of sad. Like, I actually felt bad for San Francisco, and I know, that's not a feeling that I often feel for opposing teams, but you don't want to see anybody getting hurt, like, bad, and he was putting himself back in the mix, and that's, handing off or not, that's still, a precarious position to be in as an injured person, especially. I already forgot the Super Bowl news. We wanted to hit some Super Bowl 60 news. Let's hear about that.
So the Super Bowl 60 will be played at the Levi Stadium, which is the 49ers, where they played their home games at. So pretty much their stadium. So, I mean, last time they played the Super Bowl at the 49ers stadium, which was when the Broncos, with Peyton Manning, their last time actually having a good, run in the playoffs, and it was the last time they won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning and that good Broncos defense. So maybe they'll have a team like that, like a good battle. They had the last time they played at the 49ers stadium, they had Cam Newton, who was 15-1, the guy who was in his prime at those years. And they had Peyton Manning, who was on his last game. That was his last game of his career. So maybe he'll bring back memories like that again. Who knows? At the Super Bowl 60, I mean, it looks like that if you played the 49ers stadium recently, which has been a lot, but when it was, it looks like that it could be a good game, or like both good teams playing in the Super Bowl.
Interesting. I mean, I guess I don't really have any affinity for it one way or the other, but I mean, I guess you do make a good point. Good games get played there. So, past precedent states that hopefully we're looking forward to a new one. So that's a couple breaks that the Niners have gotten. They now know that they can suit up three quarterbacks, and they get so that's an incentive. They get the Super Bowl with their play, so that's an incentive. So who knows? I guess we'll see where they play the game. Now, question: if let's say the not that this would happen, but hypothetically speaking, if the San Francisco 49ers are the number one seed in the in the NFC. Are they NFC East?
NFC.
NFC. I'm sorry, NFC. Yeah, I think I said East earlier. NFC because they're West. But if they are in the NFC Championship and they're the top seed in the NFC, so they'll play at their stadium for the NFC Championship, correct?
So if they're the number 1 seed that year, then yes, they would play if they even make it that far that year.
Right, but my point is that they would play the NFC Championship game and they would be playing the Super Bowl game there, right?
Just like the Rams did, like 2 years ago when they played the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't even realize that that's what that the Rams played the NFC Championship at their place and then they played the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Man, that's a delight for the fans, I suppose.